Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today in social studies, we're going to talk about where do you live? Now, it's really going to be narrowed down to urban and suburban because yesterday we learned about urban, suburban, and rural. We learned that urban is the city. Suburban is almost like close to the city, but not really country either. We're kind of in the middle. It might be something similar to a neighborhood, and rural is the countryside. And we determined that we lived, looking at all of your answers, all of us live in either a urban or suburban area. So it got me thinking, where do we live? So today we're really going to dive into the differences between urban and suburban, and you should really be able to figure out where you live, okay? So I'm going to pause this for 1 second, and I'm going to read you a story today that is called The City Kid and the Suburban Kid. Okay, we're going to read this story called The City Kid and the Suburban Kid. Now, this book is so big that it barely fits on my screen, so you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. All right, City Kid and the Suburban Kid. No more honking horns, no more waiting in the hot subway station for a noisy train. Jack couldn't wait to visit Adam in the suburbs for a week. Adam didn't have to share his room with his little brother. He had a huge backyard with a big oak tree outside his window. Adam had the perfect life. When Jack arrived, Adam hardly let him put his suitcase down. Come on, there's so much to do. First, they rode through their neighborhood. Next, they fished and looked for frogs. Fishing, looking for frogs. They took a ride downtown, explored the shops with Adam's mom, and got triple dip ice cream cones afterwards. One day, they climbed up as high as they could. What a view! Jack could see really far, but he couldn't quite see his neighborhood. And look, they're up in the trees. On the hottest day, Jack and Adam played in the water. It was fun, but Jack wondered what all his friends were doing. Tonight, we'll have the world's best food. The food was good, but Jack secretly wished they were having takeout from Mr. Lee's. They watched a movie and ate a giant tub of popcorn. Jack imagined his parents were watching the same movie at their favorite theater back home. Jack and Adam stayed up late and watched the lights flicker in the sky. It was beautiful, but Jack missed the glow of the summer night back home. Sleeping outside was scary. Shadows stretched tall, and there were all kinds of strange noises. Adam fell asleep. Jack stayed wide awake for a long time. When he woke up in the morning, Jack remembered something great. His dad was picking him up today. Jack couldn't wait to get back to his neighborhood. He missed his apartment and his room with the perfect view. He missed the tall buildings. He missed his pets. He even missed his little brother. Adam had a nice life in the suburbs, but home was Jack's favorite place. Now we flip the book over to read Adam's story. Look, this book is now, I have to flip it. Here I go, flip, flip, flip. Jack had a nice life in the city, but home was his favorite place. And now we just flip the book. Adam couldn't wait to get back to his neighborhood. He missed his house and his room. Oh, my mistake. We have to literally start from this side, where it says the city kid and the suburban kid. We literally are starting on the other end of the book. And it says, "Dear Adam, please come visit this summer. Sincerely, Jack." So now we're switching kids. No more lawns to mow. No more waiting around for his mom to drive somewhere. Adam couldn't wait to leave the suburbs to visit Jack for a few weeks in the city. So now we're going from the suburbs to the city. Jack didn't have an annoying older sister. He lived in a cool apartment with the tallest buildings in the world outside his window. Jack had the perfect life. When Adam arrived, Jack hardly let him put his suitcase down. Sounds familiar. Come on, there's so much to do. They rode through the neighborhood. This neighborhood looks a little different than the neighborhood that we saw with Adam. They fished and looked for frogs. Ooh, they're still fishing and looking for frogs, but notice in the background how it's a little bit different. Explored the shops with Jack and Mom, and they took a ride downtown. They got triple dip ice cream cones. Ooh, they're doing the same thing, but the scenery looks different. They climbed up as high as they could go. What a view! Adam could see really far, but he didn't quite see his neighborhood. He didn't climb a tree. It looks like they climbed a building. That's some differences. On the hottest day, Adam and Jack played in the water. It was fun, but wonderful. But Adam wondered what all his friends were doing. Notice how his water park is different. Tonight we'll have the world's best food. The food was good, but Adam secretly wished they were having his dad's famous cheeseburgers. They watched a movie and ate a giant tub of popcorn. Adam imagined that his parents were doing the same at their favorite theater. Notice how their theater is outside and they have little rugs. Adam and Jack stayed up all night and watched the lights flicker in the sky. It was beautiful, but Adam missed the glow of the summer night back home. Sleeping outside was scary. Shadows stretched tall and there were all kinds of strange noises. Jack fell asleep and Adam stayed wide awake for a long time. Notice how the lights here are not the stars, but they're the tall buildings and their lights. When he woke up the next morning, Adam remembered something great. His dad was picking him up today. Adam couldn't wait to get back to his neighborhood. He missed his house and his room with the perfect view. He missed the big oak tree. He missed his pets. He even missed his sister. And now we're back at that middle where we flip. So we read about how the suburban kid, Adam, went to the city, and we learned how the city kid went to the suburbs. And we noticed some big differences. So now you are going to go onto Canvas and complete the assignment. What are the differences between suburb and city, and where do you live? Do you live in an urban area or do you live in a suburban area? You really need to think here. Am I able to climb trees in my backyard? Do I have a backyard or even a shared backyard that I can use? Or are tall buildings surrounding me? Those are kind of some of the differences that you need to think about. And tell me what you think.